really am on a limit this time. And I'm sad because my whiteboard is broken. Okay, so last time on Hall 17. Let me pull up Wattpad and so I could do the recap. So last time on Hall 17, Testu made a deal with OJ that if he keeps quiet, she won't permanently off the rest of the subjects, quote unquote subjects. And what else? The others, light bulb, soap, are like, where's Testu? Because Testu basically just like left them alone for a day without food, which obviously is not a good idea because like light bulb's still suffering from her digestion and stomach issues and forehead injury and everything. So, and that's what you missed on Hall 17. 37. Did I read it? Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. I read this, right? Shit. Okay, no, remind me later. Okay, anyway. Dinner's ready. Yep. Okay, we got to that part. Honestly, I'm just gonna leave it on because I'm just gonna. What do I do? Oh yeah, there. We have this.
38. Arrival. Test tube looked out at the sunset, trying not to look directly at it so as not to burn her eyes. The waters below it glimmered beautifully in the reflection, making her smile. The orange hues and deep purple tones it created matches the darkening waters below well. Almost made her forget she was seasick from the rocking of the boat below her. Is going back to land this late safe? Fan asked, worried. He wasn't a fan, pun unintended, of water, and for good reason. Paper and water didn't mix well, after all. I'm sure it'll be fine, Fan, don't worry. Test tube smiled, looking down at her friend. She glanced to the front of the boat. See, we're about to reach land anyways. I was getting a bit nauseous, so that's probably for the better. Wow, 2 days really do go by fast, Fan said to himself, almost immediately forgetting about his worries.
That was just the AI, and it read so much faster than I could have ever, honestly. Probably worries. Okay, there, okay, I found out where. Oh, well, hello, yippee, I'm still asleep. And there's pizza on the freaking tables. Okay. I'm here somehow. Go to bed, unless you already went to bed and just woke up. What is this? I think you're still sleepy because of the way you typed this. Yippee, I'm still asleep, and there's pizza on the tables. Freaking tables. Oh, auto read. Yeah, because I keep stuttering. So like, is that preferable? Because I keep stuttering, and then like my voice strains as well, and yeah. So I'll just do that sometimes for like the first thing. I did 5 whole hours. 5 whole hours ago was your stream, I think. Maybe. Unfortunately, I couldn't like go to Versus stream because I was on a call, like an hour and 30-minute call with my friend Gen Z. And then afterwards, I had to do reorganization, laundry, the dishes, and yeah, I hate the dishes. It's like that one, like, first grab a plate. I'm using a paper plate because I'd rather put a gun in my mouth than do another dish. That's too true. I'd literally do anything, literally anything else, but wash the fucking dishes. Pardon my language. I'm just a little bit angry and upset and stressed and all of the above. 5 hours of sleep. So in total, I know that you've gotten 17 hours now, technically. Oh, I had to do sweet FA. Now very hard. No, very hard. What is FA? Falling asleep? I don't know. Oh, I heard that before. Yeah, I already said in the beginning why I'm pissed off. Because my whiteboard, the whiteboard I use to draw, sadly, is permanently damaged. I don't know what happened to it. Literally, well, I do know what happened to it, but I can't say because, like, that's kind of a personal matter. But, like, it has a permanent scratch and it looks so bad. And now I'm sad and angry and pissed off, which angry and pissed off are kind of the same thing, but I like to have different levels. Which one you don't want me in is super pissed off because I just like insult or rage at anyone who comes my way. I don't think I'll ever be. Well, I think I was for the murder drones one because I was just like, "Oh, are you kidding me, Uzi's dad?" Because like, oop. Anyway, back to reading. If I could find where I left off. Yep, 2 days off the island, and Test Tube already felt a strange, twisted sense of homesickness. It didn't make complete sense, but there was something about the coldness of the lab she liked. Of course, she didn't leave the subjects completely by themselves. Her laptop was still connected to the cameras, so she'd check on how they were doing every once in a while. She probably should have left them with an extra meal or two, just in case, but whatever. They'd be fine. They were strong. A lot of the others had spent their extra time looking through the shops and stuff and such. Sorry. They'd most likely go straight back to the lockdown afterwards, unless OJ spoke up, but something told Test Tube he wouldn't. She had also spent some time looking through things as well. Some of the doors still didn't have locks from Trophy's breakout attempt, so she restocked on those. She tried to avoid purchasing too much, though, to avoid too much suspicion. I'm pretty sure. How the fuck have they not caught you bringing breakfast down there? Like it's been like oh yeah, she's just grabbing an extra meal since she's not coming back afterwards. Like I'm sorry if she grabs 3 plates. No, not just 3 plates, but like how does that work, Test Tube? How are you getting away with this? I feel like you shouldn't be. Logically, you shouldn't be. Sonny versus Sonny with an lowercase s. What? Honestly, I've been laying down too much today. I haven't gotten like a lot of like exercise today, which could explain why I am in such pain. Because sitting down right now, that's what I'm doing right now, and I'm closing my eyes as well because I do not like the brightness of the light in this room right now. And breathing in, my lungs kind of suck right now. I don't know what's going on with my rib cage or whatever, but it hurts. It hurts when I breathe. That isn't a good sign. Never is. So, yeah. Hopefully it goes away by, like, what time is it for me? In, like, an hour. So, yeah. I want to go. Actually, let's take a moment to stretch. Or for me to stretch, because, like, I don't know what I'm doing. I've been stuck inside my living quarters doing work, and it really does damage my back. But someone has to do it, okay? Okay. Okay, I could do this. I could do this. I could do this. Okay. Now, back to reading. She felt the boat come to a stop on the dock, the bag she held hitting her side as it did. Paper wasn't the best sailor, so he didn't land a bit roughly, but it was excusable. The feeling of something sharp, but rounded, thanks to the bag there, hitting her hip reminded her of the other thing she had done, the gem, or as she had begun calling it, the gemmery. There were a lot of questions she had about it. First off, what was it even made out of? Why did it appear when Miphone's memories were removed? Is it the same for all gemmeries? Her thoughts were lifted with different ideas, but she couldn't risk running tests on it quite yet. Not when there were so many people nearby, or that could potentially walk it. So she waited until she got into her lab, and based on how a bridge between the boat and the deck, okay, being rolled down at the moment, she wouldn't have to wait long. The next few minutes went exactly as she expected them to. People began getting off the boat. She and Fan walked off together and shared a quick goodbye as he went off to the hotel. She ducked into the woods, following the trail to the vending machine as she called home. Somehow she felt a bit more aware of everything around her. The crisp air as it began to turn to autumn. The leaves beneath her feet. Still too soft to crunch, but still littered enough across the floor. Something inside of her felt the need to pay attention to it. It was an odd feeling. A melancholy... Here we go. Melancholy... Melancholy... Melon... Melancholy... 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 Mel... Mel... Melancholy, melancholy, mel, melancholy, oh my god, melancholy, 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 mel. This is why I hate myself. Melancholy, melancholy, melancholy. Okay, I'm good. Melancholy. Melancholy. I'm good. Oh gosh, dig. Wow, you have such great reading. I know. Don't do this to me. Melancholy. Melancholy. I'm gonna look the. That's it. I think this word came up way too many times. I need to learn how to pronounce it. Oh my god.
Melancholy. Melancholy.
Melancholy. Melancholy. Melancholy. Melancholy? So it's just melon and collie? Or melancholy. So it's basically like broccoli, but with a mel. So melancholy. 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 Just spent 5 minutes of this just struggling to say melancholy. Wait, did I say it right? I don't know. Melancholy. Melancholy. Did I say it right? No helps you pronounce the words, especially for fans. I'd love to meet Windows in person one day, but too bad they're a fictional character. The best I could get is the creator of Windows. And Jesus, okay, that was fuck. Sorry. I got a message from, I don't know. I fucking lost my place in the goddamn book. I'm not pissed. I'm not pissed. I'm trying to be very calm and professional, but I'm not. I'm sorry. But anyway, yeah. One moment. A moment, please. Okay, wait, what? Good job, you got it. Yay, I got it. I can't animate. Wink. What? What's with the wink? I don't. You know, there's an emoji for that. I can animate too. Kinda. I mean, my first animations were kind of embarrassing because they were kind of ships. They were ships. Which is basically my, well, I guess my fourth slash maybe fifth, I don't know, animation on Flip a Clip, is the one I'm doing, which I'm gonna be honest, I haven't been working on that. I was motivated and I had the idea, but then I just got another idea and decided to work on that, and then I got another idea and started to work on that, and then yeah. Anyway, let me try to find my place before I go insane. Melancholy. One that she tried her best to ignore. It didn't take long to step into the lab, falling down the tube. The cool air dropped even further, almost making her shiver. She grabbed her coat off the coat hanger in the entrance, wrapping it around herself. There were quite a lot of things to do now that she was back. The first thing on the list was food. She strolled over to the kitchen, making sure to lock the doors behind her. It was a bit past dinner, but the subjects probably wouldn't care. And even if they did, they wouldn't care to ask her about it. She stepped into the kitchen, looking into the fridge. There wasn't a whole lot, but she had bought some more food on the trip, so that wasn't a problem. She grabbed some bagels, closing the fridge's door. Sure, it was lazy, but it was about 9 at night. Hey, it's about 9 at night for me right now! Anyway, that's not a good thing, but anyway. And she had just been on a boat for the last half an hour or so. She could add some fruit on the side if she really needed to. The seasickness hadn't worn. Oh, the food is for you. Okay, I thought you were going to fucking feed your quote unquote subjects, but no, you're just like, no, let them starve. I need the food. Like, you could have eaten on that boat. I mean, I guess the seasickness, but still. Soul Meets Window spin-off. Oh wait, I said it without going insane. Yay. Or maybe an small collab, or maybe I can animate that one scene of you going crazy with excitement when Window showed up in the reaction on the intro. 2 a.m. stream, 10 a.m. stream, when? I am not streaming for 8 hours at night. I mean, I could, which I could have done yesterday, honestly, but my phone was dying. You could have just gave them crackers and called it a day. Really could have. You know, I figured out how the collab thing works because I was just like testing out with the little thing, and I turned on like the collab, and it's basically like TikTok, where I think it's kind of like TikTok, where if you like turn it on, you can invite like one of the people from chat onto like the live with you, and then yeah, I think that's how that works. I think, okay, it says you can invite people to the live and stuff, so I think that's how collaborate works. Not sure because I haven't actually tried it out yet. I'm going to do that. I'm gonna try to do that with I'm gonna learn how to do that with Gen Z, but it's not gonna be on live. It's gonna be a private live. Anyway, she plugged in the toaster and slid in one of the bagels. Well, may as well unpack while the bagels are toasting. The whole process took about 15 minutes and ended with her exiting the room with less weight in her bag and a couple plates with bagels. Okay, I was about to say, I was like, okay, why are you not feeding them and you're just feeding yourself? But nope, okay, she was actually going to get them food. Okay, good to know. Woey. Whoa. Wow. That is not wow. It's whoa. Woo. Wooey. Wooey. What? How do you pronounce that? I don't know. I already struggle with words that do make sense and have actual pronunciations. I don't need non existent words that aren't real words and stuff like that. I don't need to pronounce that. Oh, yeah, I think today or something. Um, what is his name? Michael? Michael? Yeah, Michael. How did you forget one of the Huang twins? I don't know. Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot, but I think, yeah, I read that yesterday because it was like at like fucking 1 a.m. or something. I don't know. I kind of lost track of time. Anyway, that was when Flip a Clip or something was having like a guest, which was Michael, or like not Flip a Clip, maybe Flip a Clip. I don't know. I'm forgetful. Prepare to say this, and take a deep breath in. No. Anyway, that no was way too like dead and was just like no. No, it wasn't even no. It was just like no. Just no. We don't got time for this, man. Or I don't know. Because Mr. Silly is the creator of Windows. Oh, that was satisfying. I ripped up the tape off of I I ripped I ripped something there. I don't need to make detail. Do it. I'm gonna do it in the most unenthusiastic voice, okay? Windows, 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 and Windows, and Windows, and Windows, Windows. Angry derpy face emoji. There. That was the most unenthusiastic thing ever. Okay, well now, I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll do that after I read up to chapter 40 because I am so close to finishing this. I am so close to finishing this. If I just manage to get past these next 3 chapters, we only need to do 15 more. And then we could do like 3 maybe like we could read 6 per week or something or like 7 or something. I don't know. I don't know. I have to work out the math because I would have to do like 3 something 8. So like 3 every single day. Yeah, I would do that. I would do like reading that like every single day. So, yeah. Because I really want to get to Varian and the Seven Kingdoms or Kingdoms. Where did I get that from? I should rummage through all of your streams to check if I can get some out of context. No, I do not suggest that. Why would you do that to me? 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 Anyway. Oh, that was kind of zesty. I made myself a headband, but I'm not going to show you because that would reveal my face. Anyway, I made a headband and it's very, very preppy. Why? You sounded pretty excited when I pulled up the birthday stream. No, I didn't. I really you want to hear what my literal out loud reaction was? Okay, this is how I literally reacted to that. I was just like, "Wait, who is that? Who is that?" And then they said, or past me said to me, Sonya, and then I'm just like, no, 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 turn it off, 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 please, please, I don't want to hear this right now. No, no, we don't need to hear insert age Sonny, who just turned that age. Real voice confirmed. My voice just... I have no clue what the heck my real voice sounds like, honestly. Like, I feel like any single voice I do. When I'm tired, I think my real voice showed yesterday's stream, which is private, and you will never see. Ha ha ha, because that's the whole reason I had it on private and haven't unprivated yet, because of Mason. Yep, that's the only real reason there is for that one stream that had the one real voice reel. That's BS, by the way. I'm not planning on unprivating that stream. You weren't there, you weren't there. That's kind of a dick move, honestly. I'm sorry. See you having a deep voice. So Siri, what the hell? I don't know how to respond to that. So sorry, Siri, but like, I don't know. So you having a deep voice? You'll never know. I don't know, honestly. Because I feel like it just depends, you know, like when I'm tired, it's lower, and like I feel like my real voice is literally when I wake up, which is literally my favorite voice, honestly. But like I can't just wake up first thing, pull out stream. Okay, hey, this is my real voice. No, that's kind of insane. Also, I wouldn't have the mental capacity to deal with trying to set it up, trying to get the title, trying to get the right setup and stuff. Oh, I'm so glad I'm a reason. What are you? Wait, what did I say? You're a raisin? Wait, you're a raisin? You're a raisin? You could tell I'm kind of sleepy. I don't go to sleep until fucking 5 a.m. That's my goal. That's my goal. Yeah. Okay, back to reading. Because I feel like if you like when you pull up the playlist, you just expect me to read the chapters, but nope, I have in between where I just take a break and talk. I feel like I'll just have that in like the description. Like I'll rewatch the Wattpad streams, and I will like say like have little time skips between where I just get off topic and don't read, because honestly, who would want to listen to me talk about literally anything than the Wattpad I'm supposed to be reading. One day I will just see you forgot the T. I think you're still tired. Stream called making my chat members member. You have a membership thing. I don't think you have a membership. Shit. A membership thing. Die inside. What the and cringe how simple. I'll just play the old videos. You'll make me die inside. That's mean. I was so awake this stream. You are very go back to bed, please. You know, analyzing your behavior for the past maybe 22-ish, maybe 26-ish minutes on here, you need to rest your average sized head or something. I don't know. I don't want to. Originally, I was just gonna say your little head, but like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I really don't know what any of my audience looks like, which is fair because like that's kind of weird if I did. I mean, I guess I kind of know what Xverse looks like, but like um I don't know. I'm gonna go back to reading because that's the whole point of this. Why do you do that? Said hi. I don't even know if you're watching or if this is just delayed or my because I feel like YouTube stream thing is kind of broken because it says like 0 people are watching unless you're not watching and I'm just talking to myself. So, I don't know. What would you do on Windows birthday? I'd draw windows. I'd I'd do the stupid song I sing on my favorite stupid young me. Want to know? Okay, a little bit like old dead channel that is completely wiped from existence. I mean, I guess there's one video out there, but I would never say which video that is. But on that on that channel, when I was like fucking like in 5th or 4th grade, I was like, what can I upload so I could actually beat depression? And yeah, I had depression back then. I really think I did have depression back then. Anyway, besides that, because that's not the point. Anyway, I used to sing little songs to the It's Funny. Yeah, I was an It's Funny kid. I mean, I'm still subscribed to them, but I don't watch their content anymore because I kind of grew out of that. Anyway, I sang little songs to each of the members when it was their birthdays. Only like 2, maybe 3 out of the members though, because yeah, and oh my god, little me was so adorable but also kind of annoying because they just tried their best to make it sound like it's a good tune. They also had literally no access to quiet, so they did their best. I mean, I remember the time they recorded it outside. And yes, I'm saying this because they're a completely different person. Because they were on the path of self-discovery back then, specifically in 5th grade. 5th grade was when I found out about the LGBTQIA plus community because I just found out the name. It's not like wasn't exposed to it. It's because I just didn't know what it was called. So yeah. Anyway, that's the story. I used to always go home to just to watch a little bit of AFML. I don't know if that was just me though. Okay, that's kind of okay. That's kind of surprising, but also like, whoa. I don't know. Because I was also an AFMAL kid, but then I was like maturing, realizing that some of this stuff was kind of. I mean, none of it was bad. The roleplay was never bad. It was just kind of sometimes a little bit cringy. Sometimes I'm gonna say, and I guess I was watching like the My Street and the other. I'm not gonna say it out loud because that's kind of embarrassing. The other stuff, but yeah, and my other friend. This is they chose, by the way, the name I'm about to say. They chose this because I asked what give me a random mix of words and for your name. This is not their name, by the way. Not even online. They don't even have a YouTube account or anything. This is just their anonymous name that they chose. So Violet Potato, that's right. Violet Potato basically is still like in that community, but only waiting for season 2 of one of the shows. So yeah. The more you know. The power of 2. Anyway, I gotta really start reading because I've been spending this whole time just talking about other things. Because this is supposed to be a Wattpad stream. I feel like that's every time though. The more you know. There was a bunch of lore drop last stream. Yeah, a bunch of lore drop. That's also like another reason why it's on permanent private for a little bit. I mean, I said I would unprivate it once a week. Once a week on a day. So next week, which it's gonna be like Tuesday, I'll have it unprivated, and then I'll private it back up. So that's the cycle. You could only watch it on Tuesdays. Haha. Anyway. I'm dying. Okay, anyway. I have no clue if I read that, but I don't care. I'm skipping it. Placing balance balancing and placing. Okay. Okay. Why do you gotta do? I have my glasses this time, so I won't struggle. So, can you give us a tutorial on how to explain random question? But I might need this information for a challenge before they end the goddamn world and become Teapot and one BFDIA episode merged. You swore! That's the first thing. I'm clipping that. I'm taking a screenshot. I'm taking a screenshot. I'm taking a screenshot. That's it. That's it. I'm gonna highlight this. I am gonna highlight your words. I am gonna send this. I'm gonna tag Verse because I don't have their Discord or any of their messages or anything. But you swore, and that's all that matters. Yay. That's another one in the books. I don't keep records of every time you swear because I can't. That's too difficult. I mean, imagine if you tried doing that with me. I'd literally just make your life a living hell with that because I have a very bad language. Very bad language. That is, yeah. Anyway. No, you don't. I took a screenshot. You can't do anything about that. Don't you dare. You can't hide. I will find you. That's creepy. I'm sorry. I took a screenshot. It's too late, Mason. It's too late. I'm gonna put it in my community post. I will threaten Windows. That's something I can do. Okay. Epic. Okay. Sure. No, because you can literally do the contestant vote, and the contestants could vote out window if they're up. So sorry, Windows. I feel like I don't know. Windows. I'm sorry, but justice must be served. That's kind of cringy. I'm sorry. That's something I can do. Don't threaten Windows. What did they do? They're a being that you created. Hurting that is like hurting your own kid. Using it as a bargaining chip. When you say it like that, it sounds wrong, Sonny. Well, I'm sorry. I am really sorry. I was apologizing way too much last night, mainly because I was tired. Last night I was unhinged. I was streaming at fucking 12 for me. Or like before that, technically. Like 11 or 10 or something. I don't know. I was streaming for like 2 hours. Though, so that was fun. Do you know that disk and window do not like each other? actually originates from episode 2 because at the end of the episode, Disc says the window, "You're so dumb, you don't even know what 9 plus 10 is." I remember that because I rewatched the episode. That's not on a camera. It's not even a camera though. Yeah, it's not really a camera because I don't show my face, so I don't know what the heck I'm saying. Not on stream. Okay, that makes more sense. It will push you to stream longer today. Haha, not if I have anything to say about it. I'll just finish. Well, I kind of have to finish this. Oh! Oh, we only have to do two. We only have to do two, I think. Maybe. I'm doing my math wrong, aren't I? I think I might. Maybe? I don't know. Oh my gosh. And then inside episode 3, you can see that they're obviously arguing. They clearly do not like each other, so if contestant vote happened, it's either Disc or Windows, or maybe someone else. BF boyfriend hat. Is that what it stands for? I don't think that does start. Does it stand for that? I don't know. Probably not. Reasons this is too annoying. Sometimes Windows is Windows and has a fan base. Are you saying I'm annoying? Ouch. And BF has never been up for elimination, but I could still surprise you. Reasons this is too annoying. This is annoying? I'm annoying? Wait, what? No, I'm not. What are you saying? Oh, wait, I'm kind of puzzled right now because, like, I don't know. You said something about annoying, and then you're like the fan base and something annoying and annoying reasons they're annoying and disc the object show character. I don't. Oh, what? This is concerning, and all I got from that is that I'm annoying, which I don't think you meant that. I think. I'm a little bit confused right now. And I'm on a limited time limit, so I'm gonna have to read and move past this because I am so confused right now. Balancing two plates while unlocking the other doors was hard, but she managed. The dead silence of the lab felt defining compared to the overlapping voices she'd been surrounded by the last 2 days. It's funny how easily one normalizes something mentally, isn't it? Just 2 days ago, she had been adjusting to that exact opposite, trying to get used to the voices she hadn't heard in so long. She paused, hearing a slight rustle in front of her. She quickly recognized it as a subject's talking, and smiled at the realization she was getting close. It might have been 2 days, but she already knew the lab well enough to space out while still taking the correct path. She opened one glass door before walking over to the door in her usual stride. The subjects continued to chatter, more cheerful than Test Tube expected, tired but cheerful. She didn't open the door quite yet. her curiosity getting the better of her. 2 days, and they somehow seemed so much happier than usual. Yeah, because you're not there, because they hate you, test you. How would you not realize that? Said hi, said hi. Hi, hi. Hello, 007N7. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. I know that's a character from Forsaken. So, hi. I'm just reading. She snapped herself out of it, setting the plates down temporarily to open the door. Sure enough, as soon as she took out the keys, the voices came to almost instantaneous stop. She picked the plates back up and walked in, not too shocked. They had been acting similarly the past days anyway, but still with a weird feeling in her stomach. That feeling, it was the same feeling that accompanied her on the walk to the vending machine. In fact, now that she thought about it, she'd been feeling that dreadful, bittersweet feeling since began packing to go to the boat. It swirled around her lungs as if she had breathed it in where somewhere, agitating them and leaving a slight burning sensation in her throat. I think Two Time is trying to kill me. Who's Two Time? I'm not big on lore, sorry. Hopefully they don't kill you. My head exploded and long time Godchild GF? What? Said hi. I'm just tired. The next challenge is to watch the Ice Age movie. And 2 times raising his dagger at me. 2 times knock it off. That's mean behavior. Or don't just do whatever you want. Because that's a lesson I learned from May. May told me, or everyone in chat was like, May was just like, they could do whatever they want to do because they're their own person. So, yeah. Gosh, my voice hurts. No, because I'm not like sad or anything. I'm just tired, I guess. It finally hit. I've lost enthusiasm. Maybe it was just seasickness and anticipation, or she just had a case of something that would die down in a few days. Yeah, that had to be it. She could do some research on the symptoms to see what it was later, but for now, she opened the first slot, sliding in one of the plates. She did the same for the second. As she left, she took a moment to look back. Silence, dead silence, and yet she felt as if she knew exactly what it looked like inside each room. Like she could hear through the walls. She couldn't imagine how they'd actually look, if their faces would be full of dread from her presence, or neutral, as they were already used to test tube was used to wandering the lab. But somewhere inside her, she felt like she could reach each of one of them, like a book, even with the walls dividing them. She shook off the feeling, locking the door to the hallway as she always would. She looked through her mental to-do list. All right, the gem. She walked a few doors down, not wanting the subjects to hear anything. Test Tube felt oddly tired as she took off her bag again, pulling out the second, smaller bag from inside of it. It was almost as a purse, but she didn't consider it as such. Why was she so tired? Maybe her sleep schedule was beginning to catch up to her, or it was something to do with the trip. She shook it off. She'd have to look into that illness soon. These symptoms are getting awfully annoying. It's just called regret, test tube. It's called regret and remorse, which I don't think you should be having because you're a monster. Anyway. I'm just tired. The next challenge to watch Ice We're EP. I think I should do a sleep stream. The stream where you just fall asleep and just... Yeah. Yeah, because that isn't creepy at all. Just having your phone, well, up, or whatever device you use for streaming, just laying there next to you, and literally anyone could come in through a door and like reveal your real name, reveal everything about you. Yeah, sure, that sounds amazing. Get stabbed 2 times by 2 times, which makes sense because their name is 2 Time. Too bad I don't get the reference because I don't know the lore. All I know is how to kind of play. I don't know if I'm streaming Friday though, so I don't know why I'm mentioning that. First step. Fudge. Okay, almost did something stupid. First step. Gloves. She remembered that well, knowing from experience that touching these gems set off some kind of vision. Maybe a flashback? Next, she set the gem down on a small cushion, careful to make sure it wouldn't roll away. All right, now that what could she do safely with her lack of knowledge about the gem? This was going to be hard. She sighed. She'd put the locks in first, then think about this again. Science sure was tiring. This isn't science at this point, test tube. This is literally, let's see, kidnapping. Kidnapping. I can't think of the other things. Kidnapping, something. And, robbery? Yeah, robbery, and, some other stuff. I have no clue what you're saying, Mason. Gosh, why do you still believe in Spawn 2 Time? Are you quoting something? Whoa. That's a crazy quote, then. Paper locked the door behind him, utterly exhausted. It had been a long 2 days, and everything stockpiled on him. He stifled a yawn, replacing it with a smile as he turned back to the living room. Most people had gone to unpack or were helping others, so there were only really a couple people, and one of them happened to be exactly who Paper was looking for. Hey, OJ, I meant to ask you this earlier, but, Paper trailed off looking for the words. Did you see who's behind this when you were... OJ nodded stiffly, clearly not impressed by how Paper was going about it, or maybe was disinterested, or too tired to talk about it as well. It was harder to read his emotions when it felt like he always had a blank yet Solomon. Solemn look on his face. You did? That's great. Could you say who? He didn't respond, looking down at the floor. Blank paper. Paper blinked slowly, wondering whether or not he was reading the situation correctly. Why not? He asked, lowering his voice, now a bit embarrassed at how cheery he had been a second ago. I can't, OJ muttered, staring anywhere but towards Paper. I just can't. I don't want to do more damage than I've already caused. What do you mean? Telling us wouldn't be causing any damage at all. If anything, it would help get everyone else out. Is there some other variable at play that doesn't let you say anything? I just can't, OJ repeated, refusing to elaborate. Paper couldn't help but notice how the bridge shook, glancing towards the staircase. If you try staying up until 1 a.m., then I will. Well, that's a nice, offer, but, like, I think you should get your rest, even though you've slept for 5 hours. Honestly, I kind of need the rest, but, like, here I am, haha. I'm still standing. I'm gonna get copyrighted if I continue saying that song. You could hear my voice going away softly, swiftly, or whatever the word is. Anyway, I'm just trying to finish the chapter before we reach the 1 hour mark, so here we go. Could you try to say who, though? Paper asked, trying not to push him too much while still looking for answers. We're so close to having this all be over with. All we need to know is who, and we can get the others back here. Please, OJ? No, I'm going to bed. I'm tired, OJ mumbled. Where should I sleep? Paper took a second to respond. He didn't want to continue pushing OJ for an answer, if the man clearly didn't have one he could give. But Paper also felt somewhat betrayed. To be so close to an answer, yet be blocked off from it without an explanation hurt him inside. Maybe OJ would feel more open to an answer tomorrow. I can guide you to your room if you'd like, Paper said, giving up for now. OJ hummed a yes, and they wordlessly began walking towards the room set aside for him. When OJ first designed the hotel, he set his bedroom aside for himself. The room hadn't been touched since he disappeared, staying right in the back of the first floor. If Paper had to guess, it probably wasn't the cleanest either, not with the months of neglect it had faced. Nothing's been done with it for a while, so it's probably sort of dirty. I can try to get a different room if you'd like, Paper warned OJ. I don't care. I just want to sleep, OJ said, his voice in the same quiet tone it had been before. Paper nodded in acknowledgement, stopping right outside the door. It opened as soon as he turned the handle. OJ slipped in without saying anything. Right as Paper turned around to walk away, he heard something just above a whisper come from OJ. Good night, he said, standing next to the doorway with his hand on the door. Paper smiled, even if OJ looked glum. The geniusness still shines through his voice. Good night, he responded, gently waving. He turned back around, walking back to the living room. He heard the muffled shutting of the door behind him as he did. He reached the living room again, feeling somewhat hopeful. Some people had gone back to the living room already, though, to be fair, he and OJ had taken their sweet time on their walk to his room. Paper waved towards Pickle, who was already sitting on the couch again. But it was a more energetic wave than one he gave to OJ. Experts tells me to go to bed, but meanwhile this guy stays up for the whole entire you swore again, Mason. You're so tired you keep swearing. Anyway, thing, night, okay, well that was bad, okay. Thing, night, this reason editing kind of crazy to be honest. Mason, just do you, bud. Okay? Let Mr. Silly be in charge of their silliness. But, like, just know, I think he's just saying it because he cares, because, like, yeah, and I say that too, because I care, because, like, we honestly want you to do better, be healthier than us. So, we're just looking out, okay? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're really out of it. Just know, if you're tired, go to bed. If you're tired, go to sleep. Okay? No one's stopping you, but also no one's telling you to. Okay? Well, I guess I did, but besides that, just when you're tired, be tired, close your eyes, and just drift off. Hey, Pickle, he said. Thank you for helping take care of the hotel while I was gone. I really mean it. Hey, no need to thank me more than you already have, Pickle said, putting his hands up in a teasing manner. Don't even mention it if you want to thank Paintbrush again, though. They're helping the others unpack or something. Yep, can confirm, Knife yawned, walking down the stairs with a plastic bag in his hand. Also got these for you. Oh, that's the stuff I asked you to get while on the trip, right? Pickle guessed. Knife confirmed his answer with a stiff nod and an affirmative grunt, tossing him the bag. You should go put those away now, before you stay up too late and forget to, Knife said. Gotcha, Pickle said back, sitting from his seat. Thank you. Before Knife could respond, Pickle dashed up the stairs, the plastic bag dragging behind him. Looks like some people were struggling with exhaustion more than others, huh? Knife walked over to Pickle's seat, picking up the controller he had next to the couch's arms. Haven't played anything in a while now that I think about it. He sat down. Hey, what did you say? What did you say? You deleted your message. What did you say? Autocorrect. I hate autocorrect. How did I correct? Autocorrect. Removed by sentence. Just to had no. Why does autocorrect do this? What did you say? What are you doing? Why'd you have to delete it twice? Autocorrect sucks. That's why you kind of have to reread it. Reread what you typed and make sure everything looks the way you want to say it. Or something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna make you struggle even more. Letting cuchillo. Said es cosa. He considered going to ayudar los otros unpack before getting antes descansaron, but he didn't get more than a moment to consider it. The doorbell rang throughout the living room. Shoot, did we leave someone outside? Paper muttered to himself, grabbing the keys in his pocket as he walked over to the front door. He slid the keys in, taking more attempts than he felt uncomfortable admitting, and swung the door open. The cold breeze hit his face. Me pad? And me phone 4 pointed out, standing right beside the other object. Right. Why are you two here? Did someone else die while trying to unpack? Paper asked nervously. No, there have been no deaths. And if there have been, I don't think we would have been alerted to them, Meepad said, his voice getting a bit grimmer at the end. I suppose I should clarify. Meefen4 and I brought ourselves here after he realized something. When you guys visited, someone messed with his memories. There isn't any data in the recovery center app either. Huh. But would that mean we believe one of the people who came to OJ's revival couldn't let anyone else be brought back, and so they did that, and I believe we could have a good idea of who did it. Paper stood in disbelief, taking a good minute to process this. That's wow, he said under his breath. Sorry, would you mind? I got the rest of the search team here for a meeting. This is certainly new information. Feel free to come in, by the way. Just make it quick, Meatfun4 grumbled, stepping inside. Meatpad followed behind him. Honestly, Meatpad could teleport. Honestly, this could have taken like 5 minutes right there. Like, you did not have to have this whole ass trip. Anyway. Right, Paper said. I'll be back in a minute. Hold on. He practically ran up the stairs. Knife looked at him, confused. It certainly didn't help the confusion Meatpad and Mephone walking in the living room either. What the? He muttered, pausing the TV. He blinked, processing what was happening. Well, wasn't this interesting? Well, test tube, you're about to get your ass caught. I thought this would last us at least another 4-ish chapters. Well, it did. I thought like at least more, like 10 more. But nope. I was trying to say a long paragraph on how I don't know if I sleep too much, and then autocorrect said no. I just broke. It's over. I'm fully broke. My eyes feel exactly how they felt 5 hours ago, and it just was 5 hours ago. They feel like they're burning and don't want to open. I'm trying sometimes type with my eyes closed. I don't think sleep is gonna help you with this one, honestly. So, get some eye drops, maybe? Or, like, go to the hospital. Mason, if your eyes hurt at this point, if they burn, I think you want to either use eye drops or go to the hospital. Honestly, really puzzled question. There's cookies inside the fridge, but my sister would get angry if I eat them. But I'm really hungry right now. Should I take 2? Mason, stop talking about cookies. You have to go to the hospital. But yes, take 2. Actually, if she, depends on how angry she'd get. Tell her that I was the one, who said you're allowed to take the cookies, so, yeah. That way she could be mad at me, and not you, technically. Chapter 39, Plans. Again. It's like the type of sleepy hurt. I honestly understand that, because I was kind of like a year ago or something, I don't know. Actually, kind of like last year, I was doing this, volunteering, and I had to wake up at like fucking 8 or 7 or something, and get ready, and then like the meeting or whatever ends at like 12, and it starts at like 9 or something, and then ends at 12 or something. I don't remember, honestly, I forgot. Anyway, the volunteer thing ended at like maybe even like, I don't remember, like 12, I think that it was when it ended or something. And then immediately when I got home, I was just like tired. I was laying in my bed on my phone and just slept there. I woke up for a moment, ate something, drank some water, fell back to sleep. When I woke up, my eyes were burning and it felt awful. So, yeah, that's understandable, because when you sleep too much, your eyes just start to hurt. You know, crying helps. I don't know, it just helps when you cry. Don't ask how I know, but like I was just, my eyes burned, so I was just like, I have to think of stuff to make my eyes water. That way, it's like doesn't like burn or something more. Hi, Sonny. Hi, Yasmin. Wow, crying. Yeah, crying is an amazing thing. No, it isn't. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, I'm gonna just put this on what is it called? Text to speech, because like my voice is starting to get tired, so I need a break. So try to follow along.
Plans. Again. Pure silence filled the room, besides for the occasional chirp of a cricket. Not even the usual luminescent buzzing of the lights could be heard. The air was a bit dusty, but it felt like home, in a disturbing way. OJ let himself adjust to it all. The slight ticking of the clock outside the door, talking from the living room. He spaced it out, only paying attention to the rhythmic chirping. Falling asleep usually wasn't this hard, but OJ's mind was practically running a marathon tonight, as it had yesterday night as well. Tired to the point where it was hard to fall asleep, just like being nauseous from eating too little to the point where it was hard to eat. The chatter from outside grew louder. He shook it off as his mind desperately tried to keep himself awake for some unknown reason, burying his head deeper into his pillow. It didn't stop. He groaned, sitting up. Well, clearly he wouldn't get any sleep right now. May as well readjust to the hotel a little, relearn the routes. He hadn't had a full dinner either, so maybe that too. He slid out of bed, barely remembering to uncork himself as he trudged to the door. The hinges had a slight creak as he pulled it open, his eyes getting used to the light from outside. He rolled his shoulders as he walked out, the voices from the living room only getting louder. There were a lot of them. OJ recognized a couple in a heartbeat. Paper, knife, and microphone, though the last one was mostly due to the loud nature of her voice. Others took a moment to hit him, like Pickle and Fan. And Mephone 4. Why did he hear Mephone 4? His heart beat just a little faster as he walked down the hall. His pace subconsciously quickened, and before he knew it, he was turning a corner into the living room. He stopped right by the wall, surveying the scene. Everyone was seemingly gathered near the table. It was an odd assortment of people, to say the least. All the people OJ had heard previously were there, as well as a couple others. Some people like Bass to be less contributing to the conversation, and more listening and off to the side instead. Others, such as Pad, surprisingly, were talking around the table. Don't blame yourself. We all should have noticed sooner. This is a responsibility we should take on as a group. He said, looking over to paper. I know, it's just this whole time it's been so obvious, and I was pretending like she wasn't a blaring red flag just because, what, she's friends with some of the residents. A close acquaintance? Paper rambled, his head held in his hand. There was not a single upbeat face in that room. Everyone was either miserable, irritated, or worried. OJ was somewhat used to that, as he had noticed people's expressions turning pitiful when they noticed him walking by lately. But this time he didn't know why everyone seemed so stressed. He had a guess, but he silently wished it was wrong. They couldn't have found out, not when the others are still in danger, right? Oh, OJ. Fan pointed out. A good amount of the objects turned to the corner had previously been standing unnoticed in. He cautiously walked in, his mind still a bit foggy. I know you said he wouldn't say anything before, but maybe if we ask him to confirm it so we can. I think...
That's a lot to process even for me. Yeah, like, oh god. Gasp emoji. What is that? I'm scared. It's just text to speech. Well, I already did the recap. I'm not doing it again. Sorry. This is with the. It's just like fan fiction or something like that. I think that's what it's called. Fan fiction, yeah. Of Inanimate Insanity, because that's like the show I watch. So. And we're trying to get through this before summer ends. That's the gold. Gold. That is unique. I'm scared. Because it's so fast. What? It's 2 times speed. Fine, I'll go back to reading it because my voice is less intimidated, probably. Blah, blah, blah. I think we know, Knife interrupted. Fan stopped, his face somewhat pale. He apologetically nodded, looking away. No one said anything, afterwards submerging the room into an awkward silence. Well, since the rest of you won't say anything, Knife continued, stepping forward. The crowd tensed, but nobody stopped him. Listen, OJ, we think we know who the culprit behind all of this is. We just need some confirmation from you to make sure that we have the right person. OJ couldn't move. His mind didn't let him. They couldn't have found out, right? As far as he knew, Test Tube has gone about everything perfectly. And even if she hadn't, the others were still in the lab. She could still do damage if they found out now. They couldn't have, right? You lie, OJ. You lie your ass off. Because, like, we're on chapter 39. So lie your fucking ass off. I expect, like... No, this can't end. No, I don't want an aftermath. Okay, I want this to have nice conflict to reach until the breaking point. I need this breaking point, OJ, which I think was, I need the climax. The climax, I'm waiting for the climax, and this gotta be the climax, so OJ, please. Please, lie, let the climax build so the escape can happen, because that's why one of the chapters is called Escape. I can't have this, like, having, like, a fucking 15 to 20 chapter something, like, of it, just recovery. Which honestly kind of is... I didn't come here for that. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just tired. So tell me, he said, his tone softening as much as it could for his normally gruff voice. Is Test Tube behind all of this? The world collapsed for a second. OJ didn't breathe. And in his eyes, nobody else either. He looked down at the floor. She still had time to make this go her way. They could get hurt. They could be killed. He thought he could at least try to get them on his own tomorrow, but he flinched at the feeling of something on his shoulder. He came back to reality, realizing it's Knife. Hey, calm down. Take a breather. OJ had barely even realized how little air he had, almost gasping at the reminder. He slowly grounded himself, trying his best to ignore the feeling of eyes on his back. It was relatively easy not to care about what the others thought when you didn't need to for months. Now that he thought about it, alright, I know I'm being pushy here, but we need an answer. Is Test Tube involved with any of this? You weren't supposed to find out, OJ muttered shakenly. Fuck! Well, oh my god, they're gonna escape! Yes! Yes! Thank you, OJ. I literally switched sides just for that because like half of me was like, shoot, she got caught, and then the other side was just like, yes, she got caught. You know. They're still in danger, and we'll get them out as soon as we can. Knife assured him. Fan is gonna be fucking crushed. I just thought of that. There's a third option now, which is a part of the second option, but still, or the first option. Fan! My fan! I'm good. I'm gonna end stream for a little bit.